Howdy, how are you? Well, I can't complain, you know, not amongst a bunch of Oliver tractors in nice pretty weather like this.
I'm Kurt Aumann of Aumann Auctions. We have been in business for over 60 years, and I've tried countless times to put into words the adventures we go on and the situations we get into, but I just can never seem to do it, so we're going to show you. We are an international auction company specializing in all things vintage power. Through our adventures, we have seen some of the rarest items in the world, from vintage tractors, trucks, cars, signs, memorabilia, and so much more. We are not just an auction company, we are collectors with a passion for the items we sell. But it's not just about the items, it's also about the people. We get to experience, share, and tell the history of our past. Every day is different in the auction industry. Now it's time we take you on the adventure with us.
So we've got, right now we've got a crew of 6 people here, not including some of the people with the estate. We've got Brian Holst, who is with us from Iowa, and then we've got Shannon Tester, and we've got myself and Glenn that's from up here as well. We're also going to have Dean Leamer coming in for a little bit. He lives up this way, and you know, he works a full-time job, of course, but he said he'd love to come by and kind of help us go through things and also check things out at the same time. So we'll have a good crew running around, you know, hopefully get things kind of sorted and knocked out pretty quickly here. And then we can get to the cataloging process where we can, you know, go through and start describing, photographing, and doing all that. So this is one of the highlights here at the Westerland Collection. This is the 3060 Altman Taylor that he's got here. A little bit of an older restoration, but nice complete tractor. This is actually a pretty early tractor. You can tell by the top up there, it's got an open style governor. You know, and kind of another nice addition to this one is the rear extensions. But yeah, nice all-around tractor. You know, it's got a few things here and there that need to be probably worked on just because it's been sitting for a little while. But as we go through it, it seems like a pretty nice unit, really. Another unique thing about this tractor is where it actually came from. So this came from a farm in Plentywood, where there's kind of a well-known photo that's floating around, and they actually had probably, I know there's at least 12, maybe as many as 18 to 20 Altman Taylors on that farm. So this is one of those tractors that were that came off of that original farm. Part of you know, when we show up to some of these bigger places that have a lot of stuff, it's you know, it's kind of like everybody's first look. You know, it's a big shock at first, and you know, then we start kind of breaking it down on what we need as far as moving things around, getting it organized, and just attacking things one at a time, because that's the only way to do it. You know, you look at the whole project and you think, oh, we're going to be here for months at a time, but you know, really, if you start breaking it down just building by building and project by project, it eats away at it faster than what you think, and it starts looking a lot better pretty quick most of the time. So you know, we're going through each building and kind of getting things organized on the pallets, getting things outside. That way we can kind of see what all we've got, get it all spread out, move some things around on the pallets if we have to, or pull things off individually if we need to. And then we're getting the tractors out as well at the same time, so we've got crews working in different buildings at the same time trying to get everything organized, and hopefully everybody will kind of get their section done, and it'll start looking a lot better here in just a bit. Okay, so we are here in Lucerne, Indiana. We are here to catalog the Christensen collection. We've got anything from Oliver tractors to John Deere tractors to parts, implements, you name it. Some of the highlights that we've got here, we've got anything from John Deere 3020, 530, 630, 730. And then in the Oliver side of things, we've got anything from 2255 to Super 55, 1800 checkerboard, 1850 special, lots and lots of neat stuff. We've got both a nice restored stuff and original stuff, and also a whole collection of garden tractors. So tons of stuff here. Really kind of the neat thing here, everything runs. So we've been kind of going through and making a list of things that we want to get running and driving. So we're going to get videos, photos, you name it. Go through the whole collection here and hopefully have you know, a good couple days here getting things out and getting it all ready for auction. So Brian Holst is our kind of resident John Deere expert. He spent you know, over 20 years working for John Deere in different areas, you know, mostly in the historical side of things, which, you know, so he brings a really unique kind of view from that side of things. I mean, he spent a lot of years dealing with customers when they had the collector center, and you know, they did restorations there for a little while. So he's dealt with a lot of different people and a lot of different things over the years, and really has a kind of a vast knowledge base when it comes to tractors, and you know, also pulls on the weekend. So he's you know, involved in the hobby, you know, from that aspect, and has a little fun with it. So he's a huge asset for us, and you know, another fun one to have on the road with us.
A lot of people ask what tractors are iconic in John Deere's history. And for me, one of the most iconic tractors is the 10 Series, new generation. These tractors were originally conceived sometime in the 1950s at the meat market there in Waterloo. It was designed to compete with the other tractors in the industry, multi-cylinders. Here we have a couple examples of the 10 Series, the 3010 and the 4010 behind me here. The 3010 obviously a 6-cylinder gas, diesel, or LP engine. The 4010 was configured the same way, along with the 5010, and then later come on the 2510. These tractors are kind of what set Deere ahead of the industry. In 1963, sales of the 4010 helped Deere become the #1 leader in the United States tractor market, holding that title even continuing today, that they are the leading tractor manufacturer in the United States. The multi-cylinder engines, obviously a large step away from the earlier 2-cylinder design that the engineers knew was of limiting power, and as farm sizes increased as time went on in the 40s and ultimately in the 50s, that the demand for a large displacement engine was needed. In 1950, Charles Deere Wyman instructed some engineers to have a blank piece of paper and create a new tractor. And ultimately what came of that is the new generation, or the 10 series tractor. Many different items were discussed: V series engines, of course a larger 2-cylinder, which wasn't going to work. They settled on the inline 4 and 6-cylinder engines. Ultimately one, along with the synchro range transmission, the open or the closed center hydraulic system, which is superior to none, the power steering, the operator comfort that the new generation provided, just shot John Deere ahead of all the competition. Like I said, eventually taking over the lead in manufacturing numbers in 1963. Getting everything out of the sheds. We're using the big Ford tractor for that, then putting in place with this little tool cat. Whenever you're pulling with the chain, it takes hand-eye coordination, communication with the guy you got riding on whatever's being towed. Take into account size of machine, how the steering works, whether it's hydrostatic or mechanical, and if we can tow them when they're dead or if they need to be running. So a lot of little things we look about every time we hook up a piece of equipment. And trees. Hello.
You know, when we get to these big jobs, it's kind of a hard deal to start, really. You know, because we want to get to the point where we can catalog, but the main thing is getting everything kind of spread out and seeing what you have first, really. Because you know, inevitably, when you go into some of these collections, you think, okay, you can see that first layer and you know what's here, but when you start digging through it, you know, just like this literature, you know, you go through and you find new items that are in drawers or behind other items. So, you know, when you go through it, you find so much more than you first see. So really, part of our process is, you know, when we first get here, is just to start kind of spreading everything out and moving it around to where we can get enough space to kind of look through everything. And that really gives us the opportunity to see what's here and see maybe what parts belong to what tractors, what you know, if we want to include literature with tractors, you know, what goes with what, really. And then also what we have. You know, going through it, you kind of have to, it gets worse before it gets better, because you string everything out and then you're like, okay, now I know where things need to go. Things need to get tagged. You know, so we go through that second round, and that's when we go through and tag things. And then we'll go through and take each item, pick it up, put it in, you know, in the case of literature, this is what we do. You know, we'll pick it up, put it here for photos, spread it out, go through it, picture it, describe it, and then put it in literature bags, you know, with parts and things like that. Normally we try and palletize things, that way it's a little easier to move around. But, you know, some parts are either a bit too big, too small, so we have to do something different. But yeah, that's kind of the main process for both tractors, parts, literature. It just, it's all different stuff, and you know, it's just a matter of getting everything out and getting through it. We've got the 2040 oil pull that's here, and you know, really kind of an all-around good example. Older restoration on it, you know, it's got flat steel, missing the lugs, but really nice all-around tractor. You know, been kind of kept inside, and you know, original Bosch mag. It's got the cast plate where it was sold in Canada from a Canadian dealer anyways. But this, to me, these are really nice size tractors. They can be hauled on a, you know, a car hauler trailer, and without being too much weight or needing a gooseneck or something like that to haul it. So yeah, this is another one that a lot of guys can have and not have to worry about having a big rig to haul it. So we're in our last day here in Mercer. We've got everything strung out, moved around, a lot of stuff put on pallets. It's taken us a lot of work to kind of get things moved around and placed where we want them, because we try and get everything set up not only for cataloging but also for the open house and pickup. So it's got to kind of make sense with where we put things. So we're just about done moving everything that we're going to move, and we've already started the cataloging process. So we've gone through and taken photos of the tractors and getting descriptions. We've also got Shannon and Remington and Glenn. They are working on parts right now. So I'm going to work on literature for a little bit. Brian's moving a few things around right now, and then we'll start kind of wrapping each little section up as we go, and then at the end, hopefully we'll all meet in the middle and be able to kind of finish up and get this job marked and done. So it takes a whole village to really do these trips, and everybody's on the road a lot of the year. So we've got a good crew here. That includes myself, Brian Holst, Keenan, who's new, Doug Edwards. We've got a pretty good crew here, and we're going to start kind of working on things and getting it pulled out. But we've got a great team that goes on the road with us. There's a couple of them that aren't here. They're back at the office this week. So lots and lots of good workers and good kind of team members here. That's something that kind of makes things work. So Shannon Tester, she's one of the ones that comes on with us on the road, and she's always a blast. I mean, she really does truly love the business and loves the people, and that's always nice to have on the road. I mean, when you're on the road for so long and going to all these different places, sometimes it does get tiring. But Shannon's always got energy, and she's always there to pep you up and keep things going and keep things a little light. So she's one of those that you love to have on the road with you.
We have the best job ever.
Oh yeah. So another addition to the team that we have this week is Keenan Johnson. He came to us kind of fresh out of the Army, and he kind of got finished up with that with his 4 years of service. So we thank him for that. And he is kind of he's young, he's eager to kind of learn things. He actually worked on stuff in the Army in the motor pool, so kind of familiar with mechanics, and really eager to get into the antique tractor side of things. I mean, it's neat seeing him kind of like and understand and see stuff new that he hasn't seen before. He's going to be a good one. We're probably first couple trips in for him, so he's really kind of getting his feet wet on some of these trips and figuring out how the auction business works, and antique tractors themselves. He's not necessarily didn't grow up with it, but he's really kind of grown fond of it here quickly. So he'll be one to that I think he'll get bit by the bug.
Working for Aumann Auctions so far has been a real blast. Getting to drive all this equipment, drive these old, really nice and old tractors. We got John Deere, Oliver, Case, so many different tractors. And I think the description they put on their website, and for the description they put in on LinkedIn and all that, it really is just like American Pickers, but bigger. There's a little bit of everything. You see a little bit of everything. It's hard work, but it's fun work. That's the big kicker for me. And plus, being a part of the traveling team, I get to see all these different states. I get to see all these different pieces of equipment and all these guys' old collections that they have grown through over the years, and it really is something to see. You know, seeing it on TV is one thing, but once you finally get to see it in person, it's a whole nother experience. You know, and being part of the military, I'm used to traveling around, so this is just a big vacation for me. Having all this fun, driving all this equipment. Heck, I mean, I even bidded on a tractor, so I might end up getting one of my own.
So with finishing up here, that kind of wraps up both, you know, this collection as far as the cataloging process. We're going to start, you know, the actual auction process after that. But you know, we've got, you know, the Westerland project wrapped up, and we're kind of moving on from that now, and then kind of on to the next thing. So it'll be interesting to see what comes up next, and yeah, what we can dig out of the woods next.
Thank you.